Hello and welcome to episode 41 of my informative playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker. Now the last video was just coming up to, or just over an hour long, so I'm going to try and keep this one shorter. So we've just come up onto the walls here, using this athletics check. Ekun is great at solving athletics checks, and we've got a couple of contenders here, one of which has got our, that should be our 5th piece Dwarven Helmet Shard. So, where are we? Here. If I type. So, you want to have 4 of them before you end up here, and then each level of the dungeon has 2, including the outside. We'll just copy that nice succulent sausages recipe. And we'll leave those camping supplies. We have no need. We've come well prepared. So, what I'm going to do, we are going to preemptively cast Remove Fear.
A simple smile goes a long way.
We're going to cast Blur. And that's it. Hopefully.
Yes.
I rather foolishly unremembered our our blessers, thinking, oh, I'll just swap something more useful in there. And all that results in is
Let's finish them quick.
accidental, like, there we go, one down.
Cannot hide from me.
So, you can just bring everyone else in, yeah. That should be that one dead. We'll just pull back slightly. This is actually a 2-part fight, because once we kill the easy ones, we'll get slightly tougher ones. And the reason I cast Remove Fear is that we're going to get, I believe it's a greater trollhound. There we go. This one's going to get back up again, but we're simply waiting for.
Stand down.
Where you going, buddy? Waiting for acid. Come on, don't miss this one. If we disengage, she might. There we go. Here we go. What I've been waiting for. And it looks like a regular trollhound, but we've got a greater trollhound here. Level 12, high strength, and it has a fear howl ability. So we cast protection from fear or remove. There we go. Just see if we can take down this first one. Get rid of that. And hopefully we won't be able to kill the cat. 1. Yes, so you can see, at least on, it looks like a little bug, that there should be a symbol in there, but there is not.
Repent.
So I don't know if you saw that, but it popped up with this Trollhound Howl. DC 14 will save or become paralyzed with fear for 6 rounds, or shaken if you succeed the saving throw. So it's basically auto shaken, which is not very very nice. So obviously we've cast Remove Fear to the idea being that will stop that having any effect at all. And then we could take down our greater trollhound, all without, it's a bit of a mess, but all without going into this trap. Be laughing to see Harim hitting with a crossbow with a attack bonus with a -1 dexterity penalty. That's nice of him, isn't it? But yeah, it's better that than coming into combat and trying to poke things with his with his long spear in this situation. Let's just.
What troubles you?
Oops. There we go. See if you can do that, Lindsay, before this aura of courage expires.
Anything else?
We should be seeing that Where are we? Should be seeing that Lindsay gets +3 skill focus from her inspire competence now, because we've got to level 7, so that's really quite nice. And the greater trollhound should have a amulet of natural armor +2, which is quite nice. Nothing riveting, but we can stick that on someone who would benefit from it. Right, there you go. You can give Jubilos the nymph's gift.
I'll share my path.
So there should be a troll down here, and then we're gonna come up onto the battlements here. And I think the way I'm gonna play this is I'm just gonna leave the wolf behind. There we go, because I don't really want to be ambushed by this. There we go, you can hang there. Make sure we
No time for idling.
have at least one source of acid. Kobold sniper and troll rock thrower. So if we come in through the doors, we get rock throwers throwing stuff down at us. We get this lot coming in. Basically, it is a mess. Is how I would describe it. Dead. Let's take down this one. So we're just looking for this enemy coming in from behind. Ooh, somebody hit a cat. Okay, and everyone, if you could take down that sniper. Alice, bit of acid, appreciated. There. So nothing yet. There is a second set of stairs that it can sometimes decide to come up. No, there it is. Let's just grab this junk since I brought it up. Come on, doggo. And
This
We'll
is
do
my
it the
time to
hard
shine.
way.
I dislike how I haven't changed it, but orders
Not hide from me.
Strike with a legend.
tend to get cancelled and our cat is trapped, so let's hope it misses the dog. As a branded troll, it is hitting quite hard. Let's actually move up so we can actually throw some acid at it.
Strike.
There we go. Just going to grab the contents of these various boxes. Gold ring. Cats can't disarm locks.
Applause, please.
So it's quite nice. Dart +1. If we wanted a ranged weapon
never wrong.
on melee, and she didn't have the brace of archery, the only other ranged weapon they can use is darts, since there are no slings in the game, for better or worse. So let's just come up here.
I'll share my path.
We are going to grab the last helmet fragment that's outside and disarm a trap.
Anything is possible. Applause, please.
So there we go, Dwarven Helmet Shard number 6, and we get this. This is cool. This is Heart of Valor breastplate. So +8 AC and a little bit of a bonus against fear effects. Nothing spectacular, but something to give Amiri for when we need to take her somewhere. But for now, we'll stick it on Ekon for a not very interesting 25 AC compared to, say, the cat's 40. So, yes, people do say pets are overpowered in this game, and I wouldn't say overpowered all the way through the game. As you noticed in the early game, the cat had a tendency to go down, but certainly at this stage of the game, being able to, and that's not even as high as we can get. I think we can go up to 40, 45 if we really push it, which, yeah, is rather high. Okay, so we've brought Harim along specially for his quest, and part of that quest involves we need to examine certain things on the map, and some of them have checks involved in them, which we definitely want to pass, but you wouldn't know it if you didn't know it, if that makes sense, because they don't it only pops up if you pass it. You don't get any indication that you failed a check until the very end, and you don't even, if it was your first playthrough, you wouldn't even know that there was another option, there was another resolution. So I'm going to point it out. But basically Harim is just moping and moaning here. And it's clear that this little bit was written by someone else, because there's lower, you're basically locked into certain answers. So, he's just sort of, where are the dwarves? And, blah blah blah, Harim. Death and Oblivion wait for every person at the end of that path. Soon you and I will reignite with the eternal emptiness too. Okay. Don't look forward soon. Yeah. He moans at us. This is the will of grudge, and we can say he's overreacting. Perhaps the foot and the dwarf's just left. How can we know? And he says that's not true because dwarfs are stubborn. Dwarfs will never abandon a fortress without a proper fight. Oh, the cradle of sorrow. Here we go. And our only option is to tell him he's talking rubbish. So, like I said, you're kind of locked in to certain responses here. You don't get the option to say, well, maybe you're right, Harim. Anyway, let's head inside. Let's pause there. And I will grab this stuff now rather than later, so I don't forget to on our way out. These, we just picked up tuskwater oysters. These are a really valuable cooking ingredient. We want to hang on to them because some of the most valuable recipes we can make involve oysters. Off we go. Let's go meet the big boss. And I'll try and remember to point out all the various bits here. So it doesn't look like much is happening, but we're just going to
letting the ink dry.
Inspire competence and take a couple of steps forward. There we go. Let that play out. They're not very happy. Our Gulka here. Big troll. Anyway, he's the king of the trolls. And, yes. The troll stands at ease beside the base of a huge fractured Torag statue. He's not the biggest or the scariest among the trolls, but there's an odd supremacy in his moves and in his eyes. Supremacy both over his kin and over you. The brand mark on his pelt is almost wore off. It pulses weakly in unison with his heartbeat.
Guest. You're standing on the threshold of the castle of Hargulka, the Troll King. King Hargulka not invited you, Borba.
They're not happy with us.
No good comes of talking with monsters. We came for their heads, not their words.
Wise words, Ekun. But, anyway, I'm guessing you're Hargulka.
You guess yourself? Or you have help? No, not yourself. King Hargulka gave you a hint. Smart, Borba. So smart. Partook, the Kobold King, made trolls immortal. Taught us to talk with Borba. Trolls are smarter than Borba, stronger than Borba, better than Borba. What you say, Borba? What you say now? When trolls are better than you.
So we get the option to try and go for peace here. The downside to this is Ekun will go off in disgust if we are successful in that, and I can't remember if we actually require a lawful alignment ourselves. Certainly we couldn't skip to this point without killing everyone outside first. We can attempt this Intimidate 20 check. Acid can still kill you, so you're not immortal. Allow me to demonstrate. We can stare at him, or we can attack. Anyway, let's try and intimidate him.
Trolls can be killed with acid, true. But humans can be killed with acid. Fire, steel, wood, stone, or fist. Compared to humans, trolls are immortal.
Odd business trying to intimidate a troll. We are food for them. Imagine if something you eat, let's say a chicken, attempted to intimidate you. Would you take its threats seriously?
This Jubilos line is the same whether you're successful or not there, and it doesn't really fit with the fact that we were kind of successful in that check.
Do not leave this place, Dumborba. Should not have come. Arguka needs to prepare, though. Find Arguka later, if you can, stranger. Der Borba, der Garbanjarg!
Right. The classic trope of meeting the big bad guy, and then he leaves to prepare for the fight. We got to fight through everything first. And somehow hitting that has made a convenient wall. So
Fatal mistake.
You deserve
come in like this, this. There we go. That should
Primitives.
work. Intimidate, acid. Hopefully we won't die. Thank you.
Will they ever learn?
Intimidated, missing, tripping. The whole works. There we go. So, these weren't even branded trolls. It's kind of weird that the trolls he hanged around with were not even the top ones. But not a very difficult ambush. Now, this is our second point of interest for Harim. So we're just going to go ahead
I wrote it like I said.
and we're going to save because I don't want to fail this check. And we're going to just boost our abilities here and have a little look. It's fitting. It's a shame that the lines they're fitting with Harim, but they're not particularly fitting with how one might want to roleplay the situation. But Harim particularly likes the fact that a troll has punched this enormous statue to pieces. This is, yeah. You've confused the god with the sculpture depicting him. Yes. How can the dwarves put their trust in you, traitor god? How can you protect your people if you're incapable of even defending yourself? Or your statue. Anyway, this is the check we were looking to pass. We've been successful. You're confusing the reason with the consequences. Torag's worshippers left this place. Their faith doesn't empower Torag anymore, so there's no need to protect this fortress. And he just says we're blind. It was just an old statue. This is a grammatical error here. What Torag has to do with it? Are we talking like a troll now? Yes. You're wrong. It's not just any statue. It's a symbol. Faith feeds the gods like food nourishes our mortal bodies. And the symbols of faith are the channels through which gods communicate with their faithful. Communicate with faithful. Yeah, I get it. Like I said, this whole bit of writing to do with Harim in the Harim's quest in this troll line feels less well written than quite a lot of the other stuff. It's fine, but you combine the pigeonholing of roleplay options with the sort of the sentences not flowing particularly well. Yeah. The symbol is destroyed, therefore Torag is weak, Gallus. If he could protect this place, he wouldn't allow such desolation to happen. And, yes. And the statue was ancient and easy to break. Don't try to see hidden signs where there aren't any. And again, just reiterates the same stuff. Torag doesn't care. And this is the victory of Grotus over Torag. Anyway, stop whining, Harim. Alice would never say that, but it's the only option we've got. Right. Time for something really tricky.
Adventures call to them.
We are going to meet Kargadd. Okay? However, we're going to attempt something that maybe you wouldn't even think of. But all that chat about sunlight, and there is in fact patches of sunlight filtering in here.
Oh, sorry. Was lost in thought.
Lost in thought. Right. Gonna give Kitty a leg up though. How much blur have you got left? Ugh. It's getting tight there. What's that AC? 39. Something's worn off, but that should be enough. Let's
So, any brilliant ideas?
just make sure, because this is a real pain. And also this bit is liable to bugs. You can try and do this if your party is too far away. When your pet triggers this next conversation, the whole thing will bug out. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's turn off power attack as well, because we don't want to overdo the damage. In we come into this nasty looking room. Bones and these two. Yes. Borba here. Yes, and they are talking about their daddy, so I think we can infer who that's meant to be. Why kill Daddy Borba? Right. And Ekun is kind of avoiding what's going on here. And yes, and they are children, but they're as big as we are, or bigger than Alice. And yeah, they don't like us because we're here to kill their father. And yeah, Ekun is rather implacable. And we can. This is a positive to having a good alignment. We can intervene, stop Ekun attacking them. So killing them will make you the very thing you loathe. Lower your bow before it's too late, and he will respond to this. And this helps. This is as we're part of Ekun's quest line, we want to help him recover from his need for vengeance, not stew over it forever. And he's quite happy that we've intervened as well. Anyway, off you go, little trolls. Now what'll happen here is if you're too far away, they don't disappear. They stay there as neutral and unmoving NPCs. Everyone else is going to run this way because of this. Here we've got Kargadd. And level 7 humanoid, level 5 fighter. He's got power attack, he's got enormous strength. He's got a lot of hit points. Modest AC. Lot of attacks with a high AB. So really quite nasty. But his weakness is he's got low armor class. He's also got a second weakness, which we're going to try and demonstrate. And this is such a pain to do. Right. And you will... Because, here we go. He just throws stones at you. Luring him into the sunlight is really difficult because he just hangs around and throws stones. So let's see if we can get him to come a bit closer. There we go. He's going to throw some stones. Right. And actually, it's easier to kill him just by biting him. Come on, buddy. Are you going to come a bit closer? No. Going to come a bit closer? No. So you've got to wait for him to attack and then hope that he comes a bit closer. Fortunately, the cat's armor class is enough that we can sort of miss most, but not all. Come on, asshole. Okay, that's bad because that's... yeah. Of course. Don't throw stones. Because the cat might go down, in which case you're kind of stuck. Because his attack bonus is high enough. There we go. So when he goes red like this, he's in the sunlight. And in true... and he's slowed when he's in the sunlight. And he's hit the cat. However, that's a real shame because he'll kill it while it's down. There we go. And he's turned to stone. Okay. So yeah, that's a little demonstration. Really unfortunate about that last bit. But caught in direct sunlight, Kargadd freezes. His vile howl turns into a hoarse sound, fading in his throat. His eyes dim, his skin turns to stone. His bestial face is frozen forever in rage and surprise. Yeah, okay. It's like the whole game sets you up with how sunlight is their weakness, and you know that's the easy way to kill him. And Ekun, you know, is this sense of relief here. But it's so much harder to do it that way because you're doing stupid stuff which you never normally do, which is sort of dancing around and just trying to ease him into the sunlight when what he'd rather do is throw rocks, and you incur a lot of attacks of opportunity. Yeah. Anyway, Ekun kicks the frozen statue. Done. Thank you, friend. Your help was priceless. It wasn't very satisfying to me. I'll tell you that. Anyway, and he'll answer our questions when we go back to town. So let's pretend that never happened. Having demonstrated it, we'll reload and we'll kill him properly. Because, you know, what's the point in... Personally, I think there's an achievement tied to that as well. So it's just, you know, do some irritating stuff. Anyway, let's do it like
don't frighten me.
proper people. Anyway, Harim, you're gonna actually need to do some fighting here. Here we go. We've seen this before, haven't we? Blah 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 blah. Off they go. What's up, kitty? What's your AC? It's 41. That's fine. As long as you don't get a crit on the cat straight away, we'll be fine.
Repent.
Bring some stuff in. And really, we're just waiting for Ekun to get through. There we go. Big damage. That's what we want. Shaken. And that's it. So, you know, all that faffing around trying to get into the sunlight, and all you really need to do is fill in full of arrows. But you get a different text here instead of turning him to stone, and it's the same sort of dialogue to the sunlight version afterwards. Yeah, there we go. Felt more satisfying, I'll tell you that. So let's just have a look and see what's on his body, and we get this very nice belt of physical might +2 and a little bit of gold. So we can actually stick this on Harim there, and it's not going to make much difference, but we can stick that belt of constitution there. And have a little look at this troll room, which is really unpleasant. We've got disgusting meat boiling in a yellow pot.
I'll share my path.
And we're just going to open these various rooms here, and I'll probably call it quits after that. Try and keep the video length reasonable.
What troubles you?
There we go. So Torag's pendant and a nice scroll of fireball. And this is helmet shard number 7. There's 2 on this floor. Over here, you can kind of see, this is meat of some sort, and a dead horse. And in here, likewise. So we get another key. So to go with the one we found outside, another Torag's pendant, some food and bits. And the last thing I'm going to do is we're just going to have a look in here. And we see this. Yeah, it's half a dwarf, right? Mixed in with all sorts of other food. So this is we've seen this book before. This book comes up everywhere. 3 scrolls of blessed, so actually learning those, forgetting those 2 casts, it's not the disaster it could have been. And we'll leave those camping supplies. But we're going to chat to this dwarf. And there's a room of mutilated bodies, human bodies, dwarf, cow, sheep, who knows what else. Some look fresh, some look like they've decomposed. Troll's probably using this corner as meat storage. So yes, disgusting. And we see this moving dwarf here. Bare-chested dwarf whose lips move silently. His chest has some bite marks left by a huge jaw, and he has no legs. They seem to have been bitten off at the knees. So obviously they haven't wholly stopped eating humans and dwarves and the like. And Harim, with his usual sort of grotesque dialogue, leave him to die. And Ekon wants us to put him out of his misery, but we're gonna say we can leave him to die. Thanks, Grotus. We can finish him off, chaotic good. We can examine him, but let's just go neutral good and heal him. Idealistic Alice. And we get a bit of XP, and he starts to, you can see here, starts to talk. The light around you grows dim all of a sudden, and the floor starts to tremble, resonating with the dwarf's voice. And the dwarf seems to come halfway to life and starts talking unknown language, blah 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 blah. But Harim interprets this as the curse of Torag, and it's terrifying to him, or half scared, half excited. And Jubilos wants us to kill him very quickly. Now we can, but actually we can just go neutral good and try and heal him again. And he regains awareness, moves his head, and recognizes that we are not a troll. And yeah, he's a priest of Torag, searching for this ancient outpost. So it seems that he found this outpost, he was captured by the trolls, and they bit off his legs. So that's not very nice. So maybe our troll destruction is justified on additional grounds. And he comes closer and whispers the words of a blessing, and Harim is like, no thanks, I need no blessing from the traitor god. So, and that's it. Dying actions of this dwarf, despite our healing. And we get very nice buff, 9 minutes of Good Hope, which is the spell we just learnt with Lindsay in the last video. So it's basically group heroism, really, really nice. So we'll try and make the most of that. However, I'm going to stop the video now, after messing around turning trolls to stone. And I will see you in the next video.